just can't let this go. Every last chance I had is gone, but I just can't let you know. I just can't let you
Traveling to Horizon Luna Colony.
I'm ready.
All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. We welcome you to our scrim here between Rygen eSports and OverKnight here on the Overtime Champions channel here on Twitch. Joining us on the casting table over here is the Flaming Potato. So what's up, man?
Not much. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. Just looking at the team composition of OverKnight.
So Rygen coming in here, Forsaken, with that Forsaken we saw earlier in an early the Genji working really well for Forsaken earlier, so we'll see how that works out as we see OverKnight on the attack to start the game.
Going in with the triple tag Mora and Lucio as the famous Mora meatball combo. I love this comp on this map. Let's see what happens.
It happens here already. OverKnight on the first attack here, pushing up onto the side here. We'll see if OverKnight can get something going here, as Rygen eSports we know is undefeated in the scrims coming into this one, or undefeated rather in the group up until this point. So we'll see how this works out for them. Papoose, Big Boy, and Nif all getting kills to start. Actually, Big Boy gets the DMAC on Papoose to start. So really a good push so far for Rygen eSports, or as the defense rather, as they get a 2-for-1 deal. But in the meantime, still a team swarm here for OverKnight, so this is helping them out a little bit here. 3 people on the point, not contesting it so much here. Papoose the only one on the point here so far, as both of their tanks are down. Shuddy gets the trap kill on Forsaken, so that takes Genji out of play. Papoose goes down by Shuddy as well. So Shuddy getting a few kills here, and already early on, just under a minute, or just over a minute here on this point, and it's OverKnight that takes the first strike.
And this is why I love the Mora Lucio meatball combo. I just love it. It's been played in Overwatch League I think in season, I don't remember, it's been a while since they used it, but it's nice on Horizon Colony.
Shuddy getting the kill to start off here on Mercy Me here. Black Knight getting a double kill with that T-Bow. Coalescence coming out now for Skagen. So really it's a fight to see if Rygen eSports can hold on to this point, already pushing it up. OverKnight, here comes the Earth Shadow, getting 4 people, that's huge. But the follow-up is the question. As Nif not able to get anyone on that Dragon Strike, so Mercy Man gonna go down after rezzing Forsaken, getting punished by Unlucky. And at the same time, the Transcendence coming up now for Big Boy here, so trying to hold the point as long as they can here. And there's a triple Earth Shatter coming in, Bebop Nif with 1 and 2. And a shutting on Unlucky that's gonna trade off the other 2 as well. Good Brand coming in as well. There's the tackle by Papoose, getting Good Brand, but not getting anything else here. 2 ticks down for OverKnight, 1 left to go here for Rygen to defend themselves here. Good Brandon getting the kill. So right now, OverKnight just overpowering Rygen eSports right now. Still looking for a pickoff here. Here comes the Graviton Surge. The question once again is the follow-up here. Is anything going to happen here? No, it's actually going to be OverKnight that takes this over here. Gets the self-destruct off and does get Mercy Main, but at the same time also gets the second point with 5:35 left on the clock. So a good push there by OverKnight, and it's now Rygen eSports' turn to answer.
2-2, switching sides.
So
Well,
good push. No.
Yeah, definitely good push. I expected them to, to get the second point, but not that fast. That was really great team coordination. They said in lobby that this was their first scrim. I'm surprised.
Well, if it was their first scrim, they're working really well together because right now they pushed them all the way, and usually 4 minutes on the clock. You usually see that time go down after the second point, but they added 1.5 minutes actually to their time. So what does Rygen need to do in order to push out OverKnight, try and reflect what they just did?
Definitely work more together and maybe not run in by one. It's a common mistake Overwatch players do. You might want to wait a bit and just at least go in on the point with 2 or 3 people, so you can actually be able to stall. Like we could see last point, Zarya countered graphed the other Zarya, but there was no follow-up and they just all died and they got the point. Let's not forget, Overwatch is a team game.
And it's very much a team game here, but we're going to see a little bit of a change up here as we see Goodbrand moving on over to the Mercy, shutting on this, moving on over to the Sombra, excuse me, as he was a McCree earlier, but moves on over to the Sombra. But in the attack position, anything can change here. It's the defense we're looking more at. Forsaken moving on over to the May. May, a big play here. So how big is May here on Horizon Lunar Colony?
May?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I guess it could work. It all depends how close you can get, and if you don't get picked off early, I think it can work.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, so we'll see going off. We'll see going off here. Bebop Nif on that Sombra. So a triple DPS starting off. 3 DPSs, 1 tank, and 2 healers to start off for Rygen eSports on this push. So they're trying to look for something fast here, as they know they don't have much time to push this. Goodbrand already with a good snipe on Orzado to start off, so already 5 on 6, make it 4 on 6 as Goodbrand gets another headshot. This guy is insane right now with the damage being boosted courtesy of Lama Sovert.
With that picking Mercy and Reaper, putting them low on damage and healing.
And that forces the team from Rygen eSports to come up on the corner. Meanwhile, shutting it in the pick on behind them, though nobody noticing right now. That Sombra battle being won by Shutty so far. Goodbrand, what more can you say about the snipe so far early on here? He is getting everything. Mercy going down early, so does the May from Forsaken. So really, OverKnight pushing back here. And Rygen eSports not having an answer so far. So the first one, maybe if you can call it 2 pushes, already Rygen eSports being pushed back to their spawn point. OverKnight's doing a good job on the defense here, not even letting them touch the point.
Definitely good, but in my opinion, they should really do something about Goodbrand now. Definitely go for a Winston or a Diva to dive that. They're just getting picked off one by one. There you go. They really need to counter this.
Goodbrand getting that pick on Bebop Nif, as you saw Nif moving on over to that Widow, but not working in their favor so far here. Shutty's gonna try and look for the pick around here as you see that Sombra coming in. Goodbrand again with that pick off. Shutty gets punished by Papoose on that strike from behind on that flank. So not much happening there, but still Goodbrand not died yet. Hasn't died yet, but now here comes Papoose on the attack there. The heals coming up from the Mercy. Lamata Vert. Skidgen getting killed by Papoose as well. So Papoose on this Reinhardt, we know from many other matches that we've seen, we've streamed and recorded as well. Papoose on that Reinhardt could be very deadly. Bebopnev finally getting the kill on Goodbrand, so that ends the Widow battle there. So it's up to Rygen eSports. Still not getting on this point though. OverKnight still has a little bit of a push here with the Cereza. Here comes the Blizzard coming in now. The question is anybody going to get caught? Lamont Savert gets caught in that Blizzard. 5 people on the point now, and it's unlucky. That's going to get unlucky with the Orzada kill on this Reaper. So good push by Rygen eSports, and OverKnight going to have to push back.
Definitely good Blizzard. They were staggering for a bit. I wasn't sure about the May pick, but it helped in the end. Shooty on the point now. Trying to.
Goodbrand gets a double headshot there to try and clear the point, but it's not going to be enough. 4 people still on that point, and that's going to allow Rygen eSports to push up here. So Rygen eSports coming on the attack now. They've got 5:15, so less time than OverKnight has already to hold on to for the next round if this goes to the second point. But coming up here, 3 ults coming up for Rygen eSports. 3, maybe 2. 2, maybe 3. Here comes the infrared sight from Goodbrand as well as a sound barrier being dropped by Big Boy. So it's a team fight consisting here.
Getting pinned by Reinhardt.
Getting pinned by Reinhardt. Unlucky gets Papoose out. that takes care of the tank as well as the healer simultaneously at the same time. Goodbrand getting a double kill and unlucky getting the kill on Forsaken. So a good hold by OverKnight here on the point. 4:45 left on the clock, still plenty of time, but Rygen eSports got to find an answer quick if they want to try and survive in the second round.
And there you see Purpose on Winston and D.Va going to completely dive. This might pressure Goodbrand now. There you go.
Forsaken gets rid of Goodbrand early, so that's going to help the team fight here. Orzada gets the kill on Lama Sovet and Shuddy as well. So this is going to help out the team fight here in a 3v6 situation to start off. Goodbrand moves on over from that Widow to Trace now, as you can see, trying to defend the point. Shuddy moves on over to the Genji to try and clear the point as well, but Big Boy gonna punish Goodbrand from switching off to that Widow. 4 people on this point right now, but the question is any OverKnight member gonna be able to get here? Transcendence coming out early so that they can run out onto the point. That's gonna be courtesy of Skagen. Nip coming out with that headshot as well, and Papoose. Here comes the Dragon Blade by Forsaken. Samana Farah, how about a Genji here? Earthshatter not only getting one on Orzada there, but that's about it. Dragon Blade coming out, and that's only going to DMAC Black Knight for now. So a good team fight here so far. Holding on to it, still not the second tick yet for Rygen eSports here right in the middle. There's the second tick. Now does Shuddy gets a double kill though on Bebop, Nip, and Mercy Main here. Papoose getting Skijin. So a good fight here. Rygen eSports clearing out the point. Primal Rage coming out now, as you can see, for Papoose. Moving on over from that Reinhardt to the Winston here, helping out the team. So on the point though, it's a 1v1 here in the middle of the point. It's going to be Black Knight winning that, and now the members of OverKnight, after that stagger, members of OverKnight coming back onto this point, helping out, but here comes Rygen as well. Self-destruct coming in, not getting anyone. Self-destruct also coming in here one more time. That also doesn't get anyone. Shuddy, on the other hand, does get 2 picks for OverKnight, and that is going to force Rygen back. So, what a thing. What a fight here, but it's going to be OverKnight that takes the team fight there.
Great play by OverKnight. As you could see, they waited a little bit before engaging on the point, waiting for each other. Great hold. That's how you hold the point.
And that lasted almost 2 minutes there, as you can see. 2.5 minutes left to go for Rygen eSports, as we have another team fight coming. Goodbrand with the start here on Big Boy with that pulse bomb, but actually they kill each other, which is amazing in itself. Pulse bomb kills Big Boy, but Big Boy also gets the kill at the same time. Coalescence coming out. Here come all the ults possible here. Again, Rygen eSports coming in to start here with a pick, but that doesn't mean anything if OverKnight can come back here on the stagger. Valkyrie coming up from Mercy Main here. Horizon, as we know, a very hard point, but Forsaken trying to get this point on early, and they actually get that last tick there with that final kill on Big Boy on Lamatsovet, and that will do it for round number 2. So 1:57 on the clock here for Rygen eSports, 5:35 left for OverKnight. So OverKnight really going to have a lot of time here on this attack.
Definitely true. As we are moving on to round 3, let's see what their picks are going to be. IR Boy seems to love Brigitte, and it's working. It's definitely working. He was getting a lot of valuable picks. So I like to see him play again. This time on defense, if I'm correct.
Genji, how about a quick
Actually,
sparring
Rygen is going to
session?
start off on that attack, so Big Boy's going to stay. Actually, Big Boy's going to move on to over to the Lucio, so they're on the attack right now. OverKnight has to only hold them for a minute 57 here on the point, and then we've seen this before. They only 2 minutes on the clock here. Not the usual 4 minutes here in the second round. But it's actually OverKnight that's going to get the benefit of the time here. 5:35 on the clock, so Rygen's really going to need to push this, as they only have less than 2 minutes to go.
And as you can see, Goodbrand on Widow, attack Widow, but Propose already ready with the Winston to counter it. Also, it seems like they're running dive, if I'm correct.
Goodbrand on that Widow, as we saw earlier, making so many picks on the first point, making it very hard for Rygen to get anything going to start the game, but he's going to go back on the Widow. He was a Tracer towards the end of the game, but this Widow coming out and playing super well for OverKnight, and like you said, if this is their first scrim, this is really impressive to start off here, as OverKnight just pushing back Rygen eSports, undefeated, by the way, coming into this game here in the Overtime Champions League, or Overtime Champions community, rather. So Goodbrand staying on the point here with that sniper on the Widowmaker. So let's see here, the Doomfist. Already 2 kills already for the team from Rygen eSports, pushing back. Niv getting the kill on Skagen, so Really good push here. Rygen knows that they're in a time pressure situation and they're on it, but Shuddy gets a kill on the mech as well as Orzada himself. And Forsaken's gonna punish Shuddy for even trying. So already we see 157 on the clock. They didn't use up a full minute and they're already gonna get point number 1.
Yeah, and they're already moving on to point B. Forsaken, IR Big Boy, and Diva moving in.
So an additional 20 seconds here for the team from Rygen eSports here. Already pushing that upper corridor here and already getting that Dragon Blade out. Here comes Forsaken on the charge. Now the question is he going to get anybody to help out the team here? Niv gets the kill on Lama Taven and another charge for Forsaken. The self-destruct coming, going to clear out the point a little bit. Here comes the Meteor Strike though, not getting anyone, lads, right in the middle of the point, but doesn't get anyone for boost. Punishes Shuddy for that Meteor Strike as well. Self-destruct coming in and Big Boy gets the kill on there. Good run on Mercy Bean as well. So really a team fight going OverKnight's way right now as Skagen moves on over to the Brigitte and working as he already gets Forsaken to start. Unlucky also gets Papoose and that's going to force Rygen back as Skagen gets the last kill on Orzada to put the exclamation point on this team fight.
Shooty switching off to Hanzo. Was Reaper there for a second, but now it switched on to Hanzo. Which is just really good because Hanzo is anti-dive at the moment.
And you said earlier that Big Boy really loves that Brigitte. There you go, Big Boy's on that Brigitte now. So coming into this fight, 2 ults versus 2 ults coming in. And Papoose already using that Primal Rage, so we'll see if that knocks anybody off the point, allowing Rygen to get some points here. In the meantime, a lot of motions happening here. There's the Pulse Bomb coming up. Niv gets the D-Mech, but nothing else there. The Self-Destruct coming up and down. We'll see if that gets anybody. Orzada gets the kill on Goodrat with that Self-Destruct. Ult's coming up at the same time. Forsaken gets the kill on Skagen to start off here. Excuse me, Forsaken also gets the kill on Unlucky, so this Genji really working out for Forsaken so far. Getting a few kills here and there. Bebop Niv gets the kill. So stagger here. We've seen this before though. OverKnight does get a stagger, but Rygen and gets the push on them, but OverKnight with that stagger does get everybody back. We'll see how Rygen controls it here in overtime. No time on the clock. It would be huge if they get the second point here as they've already cleared out everything. Unlucky on that Summer, not going to be able to get anything. There's the first tick already. He pushed back all the way, so we'll see if OverKnight can try and stagger here, try and control this point. Saving the day though, Black Knight gets back on this point, does get D-Mech though right away. Forsaken going to punish him for it too. Self-destruct being used already here, and that's going to clear out the point. Forsaken and Papoose, what more can you say about this tank DPS combo here, as they're going to get both points here with no time left on the clock. A huge push by Rygen eSports to start off.
Definitely great push, especially for Forsaken doing a lot of damage output as Genji, even though he didn't always secure the kill, he did a lot of damage. Gotta get hats off for that.
The hats off performance, like you said, hats off performance going to Rygen eSports. No time on the clock. OverKnight staggers a little bit, moving on up with 1 by 1, trying to control the point, but Rygen eSports just killing them right away so that it stays a stagger and that they can push. So no time on the clock though coming in. But 5:35 on the clock for OverKnight, plenty of time, but Rygen now with a renewed sense of virtue here coming in, and they've got 4 points. OverKnight's only got 2, so what does Rygen eSports have to do to try and win this map and try and push OverKnight back?
Well, what I'm expecting is definitely they're gonna change their team comps a bit, because they're realizing, okay, you know, it's not happening, they keep getting points, so they're definitely gonna change it up a little bit. As you can see, Rygen eSports switched off the dive. Yeah, obviously because they're also not on defend, but they did try running dive on defense. Well, the other team, OverKnight, is actually trying to run dive. Which is interesting.
Alright, so Forsaken now on the defense now. We saw him go off on that Genji earlier. Papoose also on that Winston going off, so both of them actually switching on over. Forsaken moves on over to the Hanzo here, Papoose on that Orisa, so really a defense person here, but Ozada on that Roadhog could be a little bit of a factor on the push here. Forsaken with that Hanzo, as we said, switching on over. This guy is insane, already getting the kill on Goodbrand to start off, so there goes the sniper, Lamatavef, getting the res on Goodbrand, so already here comes the push from the Genji from Shuddy here. Not much of a push though, no follow-up from the rest of his team here. His team's a little bit spread out on both sides of the map here. So, Team Red not working out here so far. Shuddy's got himself a few reflection damage, but it's not going to be enough to try and get any kills here as we still see a team fight. Shuddy, what a pick by Orzada on that hook. Goodbrand's also going to get the pick on Nif. So right now, Goodbrand on that Whittle still helping out. Nif gets rezzed up by Mercy Main though, so a good push here by OverKnight so far. 4.5 minutes left to go. Dragon Strike coming down, a little bit of a weird position, staying to the left of the center here, trying to get any kills on the upper deck, but it's not going to happen. Goodbrand, as you can see, holding that point there as a Widow so far. Forsaken finally gets the kill, but Goodbrand on that point gets 2 kills. So really a good push there by OverKnight, but it's up to Rygen to hold this point. And Orzada's going to go down as that Roadhog, so a good push by OverKnight. 4 minutes left on the clock, and they may very well already have the first point here, and they will, as Rygen eSports is going to elect to fall back. And so a really good push by OverKnight. 3:50 left on the go on the clock.
Which is a smart decision, because everyone knows how 2CP works. If you don't back up in time, they will get the second point.
New defense point. Objective B.
So we saw Rygen eSports earlier getting that 20-second bonus from the time, but they only had a minute and a half left, and they won it in overtime on that stretch. This time, OverKnight's got 4 minutes, so a little bit of a time difference. So how much pressure do you think OverKnight has right now on them with 4 minutes on the clock?
They definitely have an advantage. Look at those ults. They're just building up. Almost 5 ults.
So we see here Dragonblade coming out for Shelly already, getting Nif, coming onto the upper deck, trying to see if he can get any more swipes here. Gets the second swipe on the Mercy Main, so there goes the DPS. Orzada clearing out the point with that whole hog though. Getting the D-Mech, but Shuddy gonna punish Orzada at the same time. So Shuddy with that triple kill coming twice on the Dragonblade, one more on the charge. Transcendence coming out for Skagen as well, so that Zenyatta really coming in handy here for the team from OverKnight. Papoose getting a kill as well, but Skagen's gonna punish him for it on that Zenyatta, so Skagen really working well on this Zenyatta so far for OverKnight. Testing the point here still. Orzada on this point with Forsaken, and actually Forsaken's gonna get a double kill on Skagen and Lama Tavel, so they're gonna push them all the way back, and Rygen eSports with their first defense here on the second point.
Getting a triple kill on Zenyatta, Winston, and Genji, actually.
Merci.
Oh, my mistake. Did I read that wrong? I apologize for that. My mistake there. But it's still a good push nonetheless there from Forsaken there on the Tracer. So Tracer still working well out so far for Forsaken. Moving on over from that Hanzo that we saw earlier, getting a few good picks. But it's going to be Forsaken holding this point over here. 3 doors to come out of here for OverKnight. They're going to choose to go to the lower tier here as a team. Black Knight gets the kill on Nif to start this off. The self-destruct coming up. Is that going to get anybody is the question. It will not. Shutting on that Dragonblade one more time on this point. See if he can get anybody. There's 1, there's 2. Shutting going off here. Black Knight gets the kill on Mercy Main. Goodbrand gets a pick, so right now, only 2 people up right now. Nif is going to go down as well. Big Boy is the only one left. OverKnight's going to take up this push here. This is the first tick. They still have yet to get the second tick here. Pulse Bomb coming up for Forsaken. He's going to die for it. Goodbrand gets the pick off there, so the second tick taken already by OverKnight here. So Papoose is going to get the D-Mac after that chart, as well as the Fire Strike. Great aim there by Black Knight, getting rid of the D.Va early. Unlucky on that primer reach, does get Papoose though, so Papoose is punished for killing the teammate. Goodbrand sticking on this Widow though, so we don't usually see this, but Goodbrand so far so good, getting a few picks here and there. Big Boy's just going to try and end this. Actually, Shuddy gets the kill on Big Boy, looking for more. There's another one on Mercy Main. Here goes Shuddy going off here, and going to regroup with his teammates to heal up, but here comes another push. Arch Shadow
Huge
coming up
seller.
now.
Huge seller from Papoose. Like you said, this guy can be super good on Reinhardt. Great shadow. This might help them stagger a little bit longer.
Skagen moving on over to play out some Transcendence here. 2 people on the point now, looking for more ticks here. Big Boy with that Coalescence kill on Skagen, as well as Lamata Vessel. Both healers are down here for the team from OverKnight. 50 seconds remaining. We saw them with 4 minutes left to go. They've only got a minute left to take over this point. They've got 2 ticks on it though, so they may have a chance.
Anything can happen. They only need 1 tick in 40 seconds. Let's look at the ult advantage. It does look like that Black Knight has his self-destruct, so anything can happen at this moment.
And anything can happen here, as we'll see. Like you said, 1 ult on each side so far. self-destruct coming up for Black Knight, as well as the Pulse Bomb coming out for Forsaken. So we'll see if anything comes out of it, excuse me. 18 seconds left, actually. Rygen holding them up on that upper deck. 10 seconds left to go. Somebody's got to get on this point. Unlucky, the only one closest to it right now, as that Winston is going to jump on this point. Maybe no, it's going to be the Tracer coming from Goodbrand coming out, switching on over from that Widow now in a desperate situation. So here we go, the same thing. This depends on if they tie or if Rygen is going to win this. The self-destruct coming out, not getting anybody there. Black Knight has a self-destruct of his own, so it could clear out the point. 3 people on the point, actually. That's going to be the tick. Is anybody going to hold it? Coalescence coming out. That's going to push them out.
Ooh, self-destruct.
Double kill for Black Knight. What a self-destruct there. And that's going to end it, and that's going to be 4-4. Both teams with a minute left to go on the clock.
4-4.
Final turn. Round 5 coming up. Both teams having 1 minute.
So this map already showing off the best of both OverKnight and Rygen eSports, 4-4. And I don't think I've seen this in a while. A 4-4 game right now. We're looking at 1 minute left for both sides. Both teams losing all their time in overtime trying to take the point, which both of them too. Both are reflecting each other here. Both now have a minute left to go.
I definitely think that Rygen eSports is doing their best now. They didn't start off too great, but they definitely picked up the game in round 3, where they pushed 2 points in just barely 1.5 minute.
Attackers incoming.
Yeah, and they only had a minute. I believe they had like something like a minute 50 left to go on their point, and they already they pushed it up not even 40 seconds in. So really, it would be. I mean, I would consider it huge if. Don't you think it would be kind of huge if they can get the first point right away with just a minute on the clock?
I definitely think that's possible, but as you can see, Gudbrand is now on Reaper instead of Widow. I think he's trying to counter Winston, because he's definitely expecting them to go dive, and which is a great expectation, because that's what is happening right now.
Alright, so Goodbrand, like you said, on that Reaper here, as we've seen earlier, was on that Widow before, as well as a Tracer. We haven't seen the Reaper yet from him yet, so we'll see how that works out for them. 40 seconds on the clock already, and we're going to see Rygen pushing up from both sides here. Forsaken on the Genji. We've seen him pop off before with that Genji. We'll see how well that works. We're here with limited time on the clock, 30 seconds on the clock here for Rygen eSports to try and push off. Said here comes the team from Rygen eSports with the push. Unlucky gets the kill on Forsaken, so that gets rid of it. But how about Nip on this Tracer right now? Getting a few kills. Mercy Main getting the res on Forsaken, and Lamasavel the same on Shuddy. But Black Knight, how about this tank play by Black Knight? Going off so far, and Unlucky doing the same here. 6 seconds left to go. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to get the push here on the point. There's one person though. Here comes Forsaken trying to do his best to hold on to the point as soon as his team comes. But overtime's going to happen. I don't know if they have enough time here. Overtime is going to end, and Rygen eSports not able to get anything there. So all OverKnight needs to do is take a point here with a minute left to go. Take a tick, rather, with a minute left to go here in the game.
Score 4.
That Reaper was definitely working. He was just shredding the tanks, and just that hold them the point. Great round. Great round.
So a minute left to go here on the point right now. You see OverKnight coming up with a different thing. Shutting, moving on over to the Genji. Lamontavert and Skagen staying with the Mercy Zenyatta combo. Black Knight, we saw the double kill right at the end to help OverKnight get their get point number 4 there. Black Knight moving on over to that Diva. Unlucky moving on over from the Orisa to the Winston. And Goodbrand, we saw Reaper now moving on over to the Tracer, so we'll see if that helps them out. In the meantime, let's move on over to the Rygen eSports team pump so far on this defense as they prepare their defenses so far. Forsaken on the Doomfist, so a little bit of what we haven't seen yet from Forsaken. On that Genji, as well as Hanzo and I believe a Tracer, but I don't think we've seen Doomfist from him just yet. Bebop Nif also on that Bastion, so trying to help out on the turret aspect. Papoose on that Orisa, so we'll see if that tank play works out there. And a little bit of a change, Big Boy moving on over to the Reinhardt, while the healers now, Orzada and Mercy Main.
Well, I think the Bastion pick is definitely a smart pick, and as you can see that they're moving a little bit behind the point to hold it from there, so they are difficult to pick off. I'm excited for what's gonna happen.
Alright, so let's see what does happen here. Remember, OverKnight, all OverKnight really needs to do is get 1 tick here, and they've won the match. Well, with 45 seconds, that's going to be a challenge here. Rygen eSports having a a good defense here. Papoose protecting both Mercy Main and Nif with that Bastion. So here, it's going to be a little tough for OverKnight to push here. As we see already, time constraint here. We may see it very well could be a possibility of a tie working out here, but here comes that Winston from Nif, but Nif is already going to get rid of Shut and on 2 then really needs to be get rid of as well as this Diva coming up. Nif is getting a lot of kills here, so like you said, that Bastion working out so far so good for the team from Rygen eSports. They've got a good hold, 10 seconds left to go. Now the question is anybody going to be able to hold this overtime?
I definitely think it's gonna be a draw. I don't think they can do anything about the Bastion right now.
I don't think they can either. 0 seconds on the clock. Does get the touch though. Good friend does get that last touch. Overtime does happen. It is triggered. So here comes the Winston over here from Unlucky, getting absolutely ripped apart by Nif. Nif on this Bastion is working so well. So far so good. Moving on over to the tank now, using his ult. Gets 1 kill on Black Knight after the team mech. The overtime is going to happen. 1 person left, Lamonteville. Now nobody left to go on the point, and that will do it. And OverKnight and Rygen eSports actually gonna draw it up 4-4, and what a map here on Horizon Lunar Colony.
Nice game. Very nice.
Very nice. And very nice. Lamonteville actually gets to play the game here with the Mercy. Let's see what happens. And actually on this Mercy as well, gets the res on good friend. We've seen a lot of good Mercy. Lamonteville showing us a good Mercy here with the plays here. With a lot of healing happening on this Valkyrie. Helping out his team. They're on the first defense from Rygen eSports, so a good Mercy from Lamonteville nonetheless, with 14,000 healing on the team. Alright, so that'll do it for us here on map number 1, Horizon Lunar Colony, going the distance, tying it up at 4-4, so nobody wins round number 1. We'll move on to map number 2 in just a little bit. Stick around, map number 2 coming up.
Now arriving at Helios.
ready.
3, 2, 1. Round.
Alright, first map on Horizon Lunar Colony, a draw. We move on over to Ilios to control now, so not much of a possibility to draw here on either side, so we'll see which team can get here. Already moving, not on the point though, moving on over to the middle point over here. You can see a team fight happening already. Going in the favor so far. Rygen eSports is OverKnight being pushed back to their spawn point. Heals coming up as well. The Farah coming up on Forsaken, we know. Forsaken coming off with that rocket barrage on Nepal on an earlier map that we saw. Forsaken coming in with huge rocket draws, but so far so good for OverKnight as they don't get any, as nobody dies during that last team fight here. Papoose out of the mech here courtesy of Unlucky, so right now it's OverKnight that's overpowering Rygen eSports right now as Unlucky gets the kill on Orzada and Papoose. And Unlucky on this Reinhardt going off here. Primary range already being used by Orzada, being forced to use it to try and hold off anything that OverKnight's giving up, but right now Rygen eSports just being overpowered by OverKnight, and OverKnight's got the first strike here on Ilios.
Definitely a good push from OverKnight. They also have the ulti punch coming on with 3 ults, while Ryan Esports does not have a
The Farah coming up now, trying to get a few hits. Forsaken trying to get above the map here and trying to get a few hits with that Farah. Trying to get a few direct hits here. Unlucky though, one more can you say about the Reinhardt play so far from them. Reinhardt's got himself a double charge kill on both Papoose and Big Boy, as well as a hammer kill on Mercy Main and Orzada. That's going to push back all the way. Rygen eSports not having an answer right now for Unlucky. OverKnight's got themselves a team kill to start off here. 41% to go on this Lighthouse point.
I gotta say, Good Brown is definitely a good hit scan main, giving Forsaken a really hard time right now.
As you were saying, Good Brand getting a few picks here. They've already got the Farah from Forsaken down. Coming into this fight though, 3 ults coming in for OverKnight. Make it
Shuddy getting a double kill.
Shuddy getting a double kill, yes, on that whole hog coming in, as well as the last kill on Papoose. Good Brand on Forsaken as well, so OverKnight really holding this point. Rygen eSports with no answer right now, 70% on this point for the Lighthouse so far, so Rygen's got to find themselves a good answer here as they switch on over to some things. Orzada on that Zarya, but Rygen's got to find some answer here, 77% on this point.
Both teams having 4 ults, 5 upcoming. Forsaken with a triple kill!
And speaking of answers, here comes Nif with that Dragon Strike, but Forsaken comes in, trying to drop the mic with that triple rocket barrage here. Unlucky coming into this Reinhardt play all by himself though, so Forsaken's going to punish Unlucky, and there's the switch needed, 93%, but Rygen eSports finally gets their first strike coming in on here on the Lighthouse, so a good flip for them. Now the question is, can they hold it for the rest of this map?
Using hammer down by Propose.
Boost gets the Earth Shatter, yes, and Nif gets the follow-up on Shuddy though, so that's only 1 kill. Forsaken now awakening the Farah plays here, getting the kill on Goodbrand, so we've seen this Farah come out, making some good plays. As you can see, he's the only player on fire so far, and well-deserved here. Coming into this fight, team fight though, OverKnight's going to have 4 ults coming up, and Rygen eSports with 2. Rocket Barrage could be coming in soon though.
And definitely the Grafton Sludge from Or.
So we'll see the High Noon already come up. Goodbrand's going to get a double kill on that Deadeye here. Shuddy also gets the kill as well. Sound Barrier coming up here for Lamata Ver, and that's going to allow OverKnight to come into this point already. It's a 1v3 situation. Big Boy getting punished for even trying to attempt the point here. So already OverKnight gets the flip with 52%, but the question is, can Rygen get this point back here? 97%. I don't think anybody's going to be able to get to it. Oh, Forsaken so close from the point. Is going to use that Rocket Barrage just as the final farewell there on the point, but Lighthouse 152 going to OverKnight.
Gotta say, Gubran picking off, opening the fight and picking off both Farah and Mercy with his Deadeye was definitely the reason why they won that round. Definitely good play.
Well, we also saw too Forsaken on that Farah, as well as some big plays there by Nif as well. So what Rygen eSports not coming up with an answer for OverKnight. 152 was the first map on Lighthouse. We come in here to Ruins. What does Rygen need to do to try and take out OverKnight?
I think they will do better. They changed up their team comp. Forsaken on Widowmaker, going two snipers with Widowmaker Hanzo. But they do have a counter Shuddy on Genji. And as we know, Goodbrand also on Widow. A very, very good one. There you go. First pick off. But gets picked off by Forsaken.
Yep, so both both Widows actually going down to start, and Mercy Main gets the res on Nif, so far so good here on the team fight, but Rygen eSports going to get a pick on from Big Boy on Unlucky, so the tank player going down there, Papoose on the D-Mech with Black Knight Shuddy on Forsaken as well. So it's 2 people on the point right now for Rygen eSports. The question is anybody going to be able to contest it? Here comes the OverKnight team with Black Knight on the point, holding it as long as he can here, trying to get the back, but not in time. Nif is going to get the kill on both Lamatave and Black Knight just in time, and that allows Rygen to get the first strike. So a little bit of a different story now. Rygen eSports gets the first strike here on Ruins.
Nif definitely putting out the damage they need. Goodbrand getting...
But how about the Widow plays here? I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. Goodbrand trying to get the picks, but gets picked off by Forsaken. As you could see, that was a hilarious part to see. If you guys could see that.
But Lamatzavar gets the pick, gets the res on Goodbrand, so a little bit of a Widow battle still going on here. Dragon Strike coming down right down the middle here. Urge Shatter as well coming out for Papoose. Getting a few kills here. Papoose gets the Fire Strike on the D-Mech. And also gets the kill on Black Knight, so that gets rid of both of the tanks. Unlucky and Black Knight going down. Goodbrand, how about this with the Widow plays? Gets Forsaken on the Widowmaker plays, but still not enough to force a team fight. OverKnight's gonna have to try and find a way to answer 50% before Rygen eSports here on Ruins.
Looking like blue team does have a auto intelligence. With that being said, Transcendence being popped.
And Shuddy with the Dragon Blade now, getting Big Boy and Mercy Main, so there goes both the healers. Now the question is anything else is going to happen? Shuddy looking for the Forsaken kill there in the back with that Widow. Orzado though getting the pick off here, but it's all Shuddy needed to do was push in the back, and it is successful. First strike, 74%, but it's not flipped on over to the OverKnight side, so a good push by OverKnight in that offensive push there. They've got the point.
Definitely good play from Shuddy, waiting until the Transcendence runs out to pop your Dragon Blade, a classic. Definitely good.
Coming into this team fight too, OverKnight can hold it here. They've got 4 ults. They only need to win this map, and they've got the win here, or they've got win number 1 here. OverKnight's got themselves 4 ults coming into this, and only 2 ults here, but a huge Zarya ult with that Graviton Surge coming in, excuse me. Unlucky with the Primal Rage coming in for Big Boy to start off here, as well as getting Mercy Main, so a huge Primal Rage coming in for Unlucky here, pushing them back. Skagen, how about this for a sniper? The Zenyatta sniper though gets the kill on Forsaken. Black Knight gets the kill on Orzada. That's going to end the team fight there. Rygen eSports needs to find an answer fast though, as they want to try and flip this point to try and force game number 3 on the well.
And an answer they have. Look at that ult charge. They do have the classic Zarya and Hanzo combo. I definitely think that's gonna be next.
But keep in mind, Skagen's also got that Transcendence, so if Skagen gets caught up in there, he can Transcendence, so that may very well be a factor here. Goodbrand gets the pick on Forsaken to start, and Big Boy, so that takes care of the Transcendence going in. And Shuddy's also going to get the kill on Nif, so really, peace not upon Rygen eSports right now, 77%. OverKnight still got the point here, and Unlucky going to push out Papoose, so really, the bigger tank plays coming out, and we see Unlucky going off here on Elios. 86% right now. OverKnight's got the defense, but it's up to Rygen to get the final push here. Shuddy with that Dragon Blade. Here comes the Graviton Surge though. Transcendence being popped here. Shuddy's got himself a triple kill with that Dragon Blade so far. So a good push by OverKnight so far. Shuddy's going off of that Genji. 99%. Nobody going to be able to contest the point. What a play by OverKnight at the end, and OverKnight's going to win map number 2 here on Elios.
GG.
Play of the game.
All we can say is GG here. Shuddy going off here on this Genji, but he's going to get play of the game as you watch it. Very well deserved here. Coming towards the end, gets a regular kill, also with a triple kill on this Dragon Blade. So Shuddy, well deserved play of the game coming in the end, and OverKnight's going to get map number 1. So good job to both teams. But Elios, congratulations to OverKnight. They're up 1-0 here on the Overtime Champions channel. We'll be right back.
Now which way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing off our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves.
Now entering King's Row.
First map, Horizon Lunar Colony ends up as a draw. Now, Rygen eSports is going to have to defend here on King's Row. We welcome you here in England to King's Row for map number 3 between OverKnight and Rygen eSports. It's going to be OverKnight that is on the attack first. And so what does Rygen need to do in order to, or Potato, what does Rygen need to do in order to win here in map number 3 on King's Row?
Rygen needs, well, hold the point. Am I right? No, I'm kidding. Hold the point, play good. We haven't seen them play King of the Hill yet, so I mean, yeah, we haven't seen them play King of the Hill against this team. Anything could happen. Big boy on Ana. I haven't seen Ana yet today, so I'm excited.
Also some subs in as well, as you'll notice one team member switching out on both sides. Vice coming in now for the team from Rygen eSports, and X3S coming in for OverKnight as well. So a little bit of a switch up here. So how much do you think substitutions? How big are substitutions here in this game?
We'll definitely notice them because they're both on Hanzo. So who's the better Hanzo? Am I right?
So we saw a Widowmaker battle earlier. Now we'll see a Hanzo battle coming in between and Vice as well, as we've already got the first team fight going here. OverKnight on the attack so far. Skating's got his kill on Forsaken. Papoose on the other hand, so 1-for-1 trade. Papoose gets the charge, or rather the tackle on X3S. So already getting pushed back here. Papoose on low health, but that's going to be the swing for Unlucky here. And a pause here real quick. Forsaken says, and Forsaken on the chat, really bad FPS right now for them. So a little bit of a lag situation, I guess, for Rygen eSports so far. But really, Rygen having a good push so far. OverKnight has themselves a good of a push, though. They're just trading off right now, so what do both teams need to do in order to try and hold off or push back one or the other?
Well, both teams have lost one, so it's like you said, it's the trading off. But now Forsaken is gonna disconnect and come back. He will lose his ult charge, so that's gonna be huge disadvantage. I'm not sure if they will be able to push it, because as you can see, Big Boy is also on very low HP. Well, the rest is able to manage it, so I'm not sure if they will be able to get the point in this push.
And let's talk a little bit about the team compositions here. We're looking at basically a standard thing, but a huge thing that we've seen always here on King's Row, a Zarya coming in, both sides with a Zarya. Black Knight usually going on this Diva, but a Zarya coming out for both Nif and Zarya. So how huge can a Zarya be? As well as a Hanzo, so the Hanzo-Zarya combo coming out. So how huge is that here on King's Row?
Well, to be honest, it's not even a map. It's always just the Hanzo Zarya combo supported by the Mercy. It just can kill exactly everything. Because if your Mercy boosts you through the Transcendence, you'll be able to pick off 2 or 3 people. So it definitely works. It's just a meta right now, if I'm gonna be honest.
And then I believe we're coming out of the pause here in just a little while. So here we go with our game. Forsaken back in the game now here. We'll see if the lag or the FPS drop is good. In the meantime, Goodbrand gets the pick up on Unlucky. So OverKnight really working with this pause, getting their positions together. And here comes OverKnight. Here comes the charge here by Unlucky. Goodbrand gets the pick on Nif already. So the sniper on Goodbrand working out so far so good for OverKnight. And the pause actually helping out OverKnight with their push. 3 minutes on the clock, and it looks like they will get point number 1 here on King's Row. So what a push by them. OverKnight uses the pause to their advantage here. 5:20 on the clock, so plenty of time to push this payload up to point B. So we'll see Forsaken moving on over to the Genji now. We'll see if that helps anything as we see him come out of the pause.
Thank you.
Definitely getting pick off of Widow, which is what you need. Because because as we all know, King's Row is a great map for Widow.
And actually, X3S getting picked off by Vice, so you see X3S moving on over. So no more Hanzo here for the team from OverKnight, but they will have the Genji from X3S. But Vice still has that Dragon Strike, and Nif coming up with that Zarya Graviton Surge, so we'll see how effective they use it. Earth Shatter being used by both sides here, but Boost is going to go down though, so Unlucky with a better strike on that. Big Boy gets the kill there, Vice gets the pick up on Unlucky though, so a 1-for-1 trade so far. Here comes the Graviton Surge, now the Dragon Strike coming out. How many is that going to get? Actually the feature, not the Dragon Strike, but Papoose gets the triple kill on that Graviton Surge with the assist from the assist with Nif, so a good job there. Papoose holds the defense on, and Rygen eSports going to have themselves their first defense hold. 4 minutes though on the clock for OverKnight.
Definitely good push as Hanzo was doing damage. Papoose just slamming away his hammer and getting a 2 or triple kill, right?
So really, really both sides actually looking at the tanks right now. Papoose and Unlucky with huge plays coming on either side. If one doesn't go off, the other will. So really, is this a battle of the tanks or is this a battle of something else? Graviton Surge coming out now here. We'll see if any follow-up happens here. Goodbrand's going to get a pick. Soto's Unlucky with that Fire Strike. So we'll see if anything else happens here. Skagen on that pickoff here for Forsaken. So Skagen, a sniper in himself. Vice gets the pick up on the Widow though, and Lamont Savera, so that takes down the healer as well as Skagen.
Ooh, Vice getting a triple kill!
Vice got a triple, and Unlucky finally ending the reign of Vice, but what a play there by Rygen's Vice. He's going to have his Dragon Strike up again here in another team fight if they want to push this. Well, what a play there by Vice going into that team fight.
Definitely a good play. Now they can't push any further. That was a great play by Vice. Definitely worth the switch.
Dragonblade coming in for Forsaken now, gets the kill on Unlucky, so that pushes back OverKnight just a little bit more. Both tanks are down with Papoose getting the Zarya kill on Black Knight as well. So really a good push here by Rygen eSports. That point just around the turn, but that turn's super important here. That payload's going to be pushed back just a little more, and just not having a response coming around the corner.
But, what's the thing there? OverKnight does have the ult advantages right now. Having 4 Earths versus 3.
Oh, X3S with the Dragon Blade coming up from on top. Here comes the strike from down below. That gets rid of the Dragon Strike. So what a play by X3. Graviton Surge wasted by Nif, unfortunately. Unlucky gets the pick up on Papoose and X3S on Mercy Main. So what a target there by X3S, getting rid of the person that they needed to, and gets the Graviton Surge to come out. So what a push by OverKnight there. And it looks like X3S is coming down like a hawk from the sky.
With this push, they definitely secure the second point. Just 3 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock to get the third point.
3:25 on the clock here. They've got it around the corner now. The more important thing is though, here on this hybrid map of King's Row, coming into the home stretch is super important because that's the final turn coming up. They've got the first turn here on point C. Now once they get around the turn, the home stretch really the hardest part of this map, because it allows for a stagger from Rygen eSports to try and defend. Unlucky with the pick from behind, only gets Nif on that Earth Shatter. He's gonna get pushed back all the way. Maybe dying for it too. Papoose on that already. X3S getting the charge on Mercy Main though, so already a good push here by OverKnight to start. Forsaken gets rid of X3S. Dragon Strike finally comes out down the middle, but it's not gonna be anywhere close to a kill for either side here. Actually, Vice does get a kill on Goodbrand, so my mistake there. Another kill on Skagen, so Vice really working this Hanzo really well. So far, so good here for Rygen eSports, but they're going to need a lot more than a Hanzo pick here in order to win this map. So not a successful push. OverKnight, like we said, coming into that home stretch, super important. That home stretch right now, Rygen eSports has the answer for the defense. But the question is, can they hold on to that answer and the defense for the rest of the 2 minutes here? As here comes another Dragon Strike coming in with that Graviton Surge. Not getting anybody so far so good here. Goodbrand does get IR Big Boy though, and Unlucky. How about this Reinhardt play? A triple kill, and Goodbrand gets that Hanzo pick off too. So nobody on the point. The only one left here is Forsaken that can get on this point. Skagen kills him right before he gets to the point, and that will do it. Round 1, all 3 points going to OverKnight here on King's Row.
Great round with about 1 minute and 55 seconds left. I don't know. Anything can happen. That's my motto. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, but really what you just saw there, Rygen and OverKnight going at it, a really equal battle, if I may say so, because you've got players on both sides really working. You got Forsaken and Vice really on that Hanzo working really well, but it's just not enough to help them push. But Forsaken on the DPSs as well, switching on over to a few things, but also helping out his team. But then you've got a team like OverKnight with that X3S Genji coming in with a huge play earlier to get them around the turn on the second point. And then you've also got Skagen himself as Zenyatta, worthy of mentioning here, because he's got himself a few good kills there that actually helped out OverKnight. So really, wouldn't you say both of these teams are kind of equal in skill level?
I definitely say they're equal in skill level, but as my own experience as an Overwatch player, attacking is always more fun than defending, if I'm honest, because you have so much to lose when you're defending.
Right, you have you have legitimately 3 points to lose when you're defending, but let's not. But here on the attack though, let's not forget that tanks are also really important there. I mean, Papoose and Unlucky here, both of the tanks going off here. It seems like they're DPSs, but they're really not, but they're tanks if we're looking at this in reality. But they're getting a lot of kills, so really the tank battle. I mean, who do you think is winning the tank battle? Or are we seeing something very even right now?
I definitely would say that eSports, Rygen eSports is has slightly better tanks than the other team, in my opinion. But then again, the other team has really great DPSs.
So really just an equal level skill there. The healer's also working out as well with Skagen, and that Mercy main coming out. Mercy main actually not on the Mercy, so the Brigitte, so we'll see how that works out, if that works out in their favor. Forsaken with the starting pick on Goodbrand, but Unlucky, as we were talking about the tanks here, already gets a double kill on Mercy Man and Papoose. I do not see a res coming up, or actually there can be no res for Rygen eSports as they don't have a Mercy, so they're going to have to be pushed back here. Rygen's got no answer right now here. See a Widow batter here between Forsaken and Goodbrand up on the top here, and Goodbrand's going to win that fight, so it's going to be a push here for OverKnight with that sniper battle. So Rygen right now with no answer, 3 minutes on the clock.
Rygen is definitely low on healing, and I don't think that they're really able to make it if they continue with this calm.
Dragon Strike already coming down the middle. Here comes Vice with the Dragon Strike. Not able to get anybody, knowing that it was coming. OverKnight clears the point. Forsaken does get the pick up on Goodbrand, wins that sniper battle, but really not mattering here on both sides here as it's just right in the middle. A little bit of a I don't know if you would call it a misplay here, but the Graviton Surge coming in. No follow-up from any of the teams here from Rygen eSports, so they're going to get pushed back here a little. OverKnight, the rally coming in, X3S, and here comes the Transcendence. Big Boy charging on up to the point, and here's the team fight. Papoose getting a double kill there with both the tackle and the fire strike. And all up to the Roadhog of Black Knight to try and hold this point off, but it's not going to matter. All that's left is Goodbrand on the Widow. He's going to push back, and that's already the first point, so 2:20 on the clock, but a good push by Rygen nonetheless, and they're going to get this payload moving.
Very good play by Nif, and I would say even though he didn't get anything with his Graviton Slurge, he did manage to pop off the enemy's two support ults from Zenyatta and Brigitte, so sometimes it's not about the kills, but also about what the enemy team wastes to stay alive.
And you can see on the team comps a little bit of a change that we haven't seen. 3 supports here from Skagen, X3S, and then Brigitte and Lamatavere on the Mercy here. So a little bit of a change. The only DPS on their side is Goodbrand, but he has been getting a good pickoff, so we'll see if that works in their favor as we've already got a push here. Dragon Strike coming up here right down the middle of the lane here. Not getting anyone, so Vice isn't going to get any kills. Does get the Storm Arrow on Black Knight so far. So far so good. The res successful just as Lamatavere gets killed by Papoose, but Black Knight is res. Here comes the Earth Shatter right behind, a huge Earth Shatter. And not able to get anyone though, so Unlucky, just unlucky with the follow-ups from his teammates there. A huge Earth Shatter, but not much doing, and this is going to get around the first. This is going to get around the first turn, maybe the second here, as Rygen eSports is going to keep pushing up OverKnight to its limits.
With that being said, Rygen eSports does have the ult advantage. Vice with another Dragon Strike ready, and Nif to support him with his Graviton Surge.
And we've seen that Graviton Surge and that Dragon Strike be huge on this map. So we'll see if how that works out in either side's favor right now. Forsaken with the pick on Goodbrand. What a headshot there. A good pick off by Forsaken. That helps out the sniper battle. The rally, but here comes the Dragon Strike that's coming up. The Dragon Strike coming up for Vice here. That's one, only gets X3S. But the Transcendence is popped by Skagen, so Skagen helping out his team, but X3S dies for it. Forsaken on this Widow battle, really winning it on Goodbrand right now. Big Boy's gonna get himself a kill on the Diva as well as Black Knight. Skagen gets the kill on Mercy Main, but this is gonna allow the point to be pushed even further. They've got the second point, 4 minutes on the clock, a lot more time than OverKnight had.
But then again, anything can happen, am I right?
Anything, the motto, anything can happen, really. We come into the first turn here, but really, like we said, anything can happen. The home stretch, though, super important. First turn is made, now the second turn going into the home stretch, super important for these teams to try and win this game here. X3S moving on over, we saw this earlier, X3S when it comes into the late game, and he's so far so good as he gets Forsaken out of the picture. So see this Dragon Blade coming up soon, 50% already, working hard. Earth Shatter not in time, Unlucky getting unlucky. Vice picks him up with that Storm Arrow at the same time. He's that Dragon Strike right in the middle. How about Papoose only getting the Mercy, but does get Lamatover in the process. A tackle on Goodbrand though. Papoose with himself 2 kills on Skagen and Goodbrand, so really good push right now from Rygen eSports. They're in the home stretch.
Unlucky hiding behind, trying to contest the point last minute.
Trying to contest, but not much happening here as they've already getting pushed in. They've got themselves to the last meters here. 4 meters left to go on this point. The Graviton Search coming out, but no follow-up here. Boost gets himself the kill though on that Graviton Search, so the Transcendence coming out for Skagen. Holding that point as long as he can with Unlucky there on Big Boy, so OverKnight's got themselves a bit of a push, but the team happening by Nif there. Earth Shatter happening, huge Earth Shatter, getting both Lamatover and Skagen. Both of the healers are down. Dragon Blade coming out for X3S, trying to do what he can, gets a double kill on Forsaken and Vice, but Papoose on that Reinhardt, so good, getting that kill, as well as Nif getting a kill on Unlucky. Gonna hook him back, and that should be the last meter. No, point 16, what a hold here so far. OverKnight's got themselves a stagger here on this point. Point 16, we saw this before. The self-destruct coming out, is that gonna get anybody? That gets Nif in the process. Black Knight is gonna have themselves a push. It's gonna have themselves a defensive hold. What a hold by OverKnight. Point 16, so close, but it's not enough for Rygen to get the answer.
So close because they switched off to Lucio last second, and you know sometimes you just need that fast boy, and it happened. It worked. Great switch from I can't pronounce his name. I'm so sorry.
It's alright. Earth Shatter coming in here, gets the kill on Lamatover. First off, as we were talking about, Dragon Strike coming up right down the middle for Vice. Skagen gets in, and Skagen is gone out of the picture. Here comes Papoose and Nif rather. The tanks coming in, huge for Rygen eSports here. Nif gets the kill here. Graviton Search coming in, so the only person left there is Black Knight to hold the point. No, correct myself here. Skagen on that Moira now, trying to hold off. The Dragon Blade coming out now. But Skagen punishes it with this coalescence here. Papoose with that Fire Strike on Sever. So Lamatover really on that Lucio does help out the point here and holds it off. Once again, another OverKnight defensive hold. 54 seconds on the clock. Rygen eSports needs an answer, and they need it fast.
Rygen eSports does have one ult ready, but so does X3S with his Dragon Blade. Anything can happen, especially because the payload is so close, so close. There's just one push left.
There's just one push, but that home stretch super important. They're a good defensive hold by OverKnight for the past few times. Now can they make it 3? Papoose gets the tackle on X3S to start. So that gets rid of it. Under huge Earth Shatter by Papoose here. Coalescence being used out by Skagen, but we won't know if it's enough. There goes right down the middle. The Dragon Strike coming in for Goodbrand, as well as gets the kill on Lamatover. So a good push so far. So good for Rygen eSports. But in the home stretch, though, the staggering can make a difference here. Graviton Search coming in. Now the question is, where's the follow-up from Rygen eSports? There's Papoose there with the follow-up, swinging away the hammer one after the other here. But here's overtime. Papoose with himself a triple kill in the feed right now. Push this point going to be pushed even further. Black Knight just trying to help out the stagger. Here comes the self-destruct right away to try and push them off the point. Not happening, but the stagger gets the punish though. And the Transcendence coming out as well. That's going to be courtesy of Big Boy. So the team fight's happening here, but right now it's the tanks coming off for Nip and Papoose of Rygen eSports right now with that push, and what a final push in the home stretch. No time on the clock though, so right now it's OverKnight's advantage with a minute 55 on the clock for them on their push.
3-3. Switching sides.
What a push though by Rygen eSports at the end, but that was with no time on the clock. So all OverKnight needs to do is take a tick here, and they've won King's Row. So what does Rygen need to do in order to hold back OverKnight here from this point?
Considering where they will go, they definitely need to think fast and act fast, because they just have 1 minute and 55 seconds. But then again, it's not impossible, because as you might remember, the first push was very quick. So what are your expectations?
I think my expectations, I think my expectations is we're gonna see a good team fight here on both sides. We'll see a little bit of a different setup here. Forsaken moving on over to the Tracer for the attack, or sorry, for the defensive position here. Papoose staying on this Reinhardt. Papoose has been good all series long with that Reinhardt, and just shattering anything and everything that's in his way. But at the same time, though, you're seeing a little bit of a different thing. Only one tank coming out for OverKnight. Unlucky on that Torbjorn on the attack right now. I don't know if he's going to change here at the last second, but if he sticks on that Torbjorn, that's oh, there we go. Now he's switched it over. Would have been fun seeing a Torbjorn for a minute 55 here, but it would have been pretty fun. But here comes Unlucky with that Winston. So standard team comp.
As I was saying, they're definitely going to dive, and that's what dive is for. Think fast, act fast, go for the point.
They only need one tick here with overtime being reached by Rygen eSports on that first round. So they've already got a few people on the points here. OverKnight's going to try here with X3S on that Genji, but a minute 25 left to go. We'll see if that Genji from X3S does anything. That Dragon Blade was huge earlier. Goodbrand gets the pick on Forsaken on a Tracer, so a good play there by OverKnight. Gonna have themselves a few people on the point. Papoose and Nip going in together. Here comes the Winston play though, so Unlucky losing a little bit of health, but getting some help from Black Knight and X3S there.
That's it.
And that's it, actually. OverKnight does get the tick, and already OverKnight wins it. So a fast take under a minute there, and OverKnight's gonna win themselves map number 2 here on King's Row.
That's what play of the game by Papoose, MVP of this match. Slam
Papoose.
away, buddy, slam away.
Slam away with that hammer here on the Graviton Surge. There's one. There, make it 2 right there. So a good swing by swing play there from Papoose on that Reinhardt. But Rygen eSports, it's not enough. Kings of the Row is OverKnight. They win. They're up 2-0 here in the series. We'll be right back here on the Overtime Champions channel.
We could be holding up our light. We could be fighting for what's right. Or we could be falling to pieces.
All right, so actually, instead of a break, we are going to end it here. So the scrim does go in the favor of the OverKnight team, 2-0 with the draw. So a good job by both teams in this series, but it's OverKnight that wins the series 2-0 with a tie. But we will hopefully we'll see you guys in the future. Thanks for watching, and we will see you later here on the Overtime Champions channel. For me, Klutchkey, and the rest of our production crew, Flaming Potato, Godaka, and Qbot. Thanks for watching here on the Overtime Champions channel. We'll be back sooner than you think.